Hey everybody, here we are at SPX 2019. I'm Rusty.
And I'm Joe.
And we have...
Jorge Muñoz.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Jorge, welcome to SPX.
Thank you very much.
From what I understand, this is your first time here?
Yes, I come from Mexico City.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And this is the first time that I come to SPX as
cool.
an attendant and with a table.
Nice.
So I know it's still early in the show right now, but how have you found it so far?
We've been selling some stuff.
Yeah?
Yes. Like a lot of people see the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It looks different from the kind of things that you see usually.
Mm-hmm.
And they flip through it and they say, "Oh, we're gonna be doing a lap and we'll return." The famous lap.
The famous lap.
The
We'll be
lap.
back. Like, yeah.
There's still people, years later, I'm still waiting for people to come back around to me.
I was waiting one copy for that guy.
Yeah.
And he never came.
Like,
No, but so far people are like really interested in the way my stuff looks,
Mhm.
and they ask me questions and everything.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So how did you get interested in making your own comics?
Like everybody, I was reading comics before I could read.
Yeah.
You know, for example, back in Mexico, they used to print like Spider-Man comics, Batman, and all the Marvel superheroes. And before I went to school or everything, my big brother, he was showing me Spider-Man comics and some local comics and everything. So it was like true love from the very beginning.
Wow. Awesome. But I guess, a lot of people grow up interested in comics or reading comics, but I guess what pushed you from just being a fan of it to wanting to make your own?
I think, for example, when you have like 10 years old, you're like, when I grow up, I want to be something. No?
Yeah.
Mhm.
For me, I want to do comics. So
Wow.
I read comics, read all about making comics. So it was like the only option for me so
Right.
far.
Okay, yeah.
The thing in Mexico is like there's not really schools for that, so I'm
Oh, yeah.
100% self-taught.
Nice.
No? Even my English, I'm not the best English speaker in the world, but my English was learned by reading comics in English, like with the dictionary and writing down next to the balloons what the words meant. So that way I was like learning.
So you were translating it yourself?
Yes.
Wow,
That's
that's
impressive.
amazing. That really shows a drive.
Yeah, no.
I want to read this so bad. I'm going to do lots of work.
Exactly. So yeah, I want to see what they say. So I want to read it. So I bought myself a dictionary and
Man,
That's awesome.
that's amazing.
So how is the market in Mexico? Do you have like a community with small press people that you...
there's
Work with?
there's shows like scenes and
Mhm.
everything. In Mexico, like back in the 30s to the 70s, there was like one of the strongest published industries
Mhm.
in the world. The comics were like the only thing that people read, but that died out. So in the 90s, there was like this community of artists and writers that started like a new movement, no, from scratch, because all the other things were like that. And right now, there's a lot of young people making comics. There's a bunch of shows, Fancinorama and other shows that they try to build a little bit like SPX, but we don't have something of this size over there.
Oh,
sure,
yeah.
sure.
And for
Nice.
example, the comic conventions down there, they're like really focused on superheroes.
Yeah.
No, even the guests that they bring from the United States, Europe,
Mhm.
it's like the guy that draws Spider-Man, the guy that draws something from Image. No, but like this SPX, there's nothing like that over there.
Yeah, and honestly, that's the same here, like in the American market too. Like, there's a lot of mainstream shows, but only a few bigger, small shows, or,
Yes.
small press shows.
Yeah, so I know. I hope in the future in Mexico there's like more. The shows grow to this size,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and they start bringing like people from here, from other places.
Yeah,
Think
definitely.
about it. If more people get the opportunity, like yourself, to come to SPX, you're going to take back like a lot of the ideas or
Yes.
a lot of the things that you can pick up from people. Anybody that comes to a show like this, they're going to pick up things from other creators,
Yes.
even the customers, and you're going to take it back to people that have not maybe been around anything at all like this. So you're going to have a lot of information that you can share with them.
Yes, The thing now is with social media, you kind of see the work, no?
That's
that
true,
people,
yeah.
That people make, but it's different to see it in person, no?
Right.
Yes.
Seeing the books printed, talking to the artists, it's like once in a lifetime opportunity, at least for somebody like me that comes from like a little far.
Yeah, and it's a whole experience, not just. It's so much different from just picking a book up in a store, reading it and enjoying it, to actually interacting with the people and getting feedback.
No, and people that they have the same problems, no, making these things, and they have the same interest, no. So you kind of share, you see the parallels between what happens down there and here.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
This for me it's like a really rich experience in that regard.
How long have you been making comics? Like, I know probably since you were a kid, but in this vein, like where you've been publishing it.
I've been drawing professionally for like 10 years and doing illustration comics for clients and everything. And these kind of comics that I make, for example, this comic, it's called John Kuma. This was a web comic back in 2009. And here in SPX, I have like the whole collection of the comic that we did, me and a friend called Josh. So I've been doing this for a long time, no? And then comics is, even if I have to do illustration or whatever, but comics is like the main goal all the time.
Nice. So tell us about like the work. What kind of themes do you have in your books?
Right now I brought a bunch of things in my table. For example, this one. This is John Kuma. It's a comic about bear wrestling, about a kid that wants to be the best bear wrestler in the world.
Oh wow.
No, and it's like I told you, that was a web comic back in 2009. But for the internet, that's like ancient history.
Yeah, exactly.
And right now we're doing this comic, the same team. I'm the artist. My friend, the writer, is Jorge F. And this one is about Long Dog. It's called Long Dog. It's about Bigfoot, a guy that wants to hunt Bigfoot to eat it.
Sure, as you do.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean, if I wasn't here this weekend, I'd be out hunting Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's comics for Bigfoot. That's it.
That's next week.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I had to reschedule. So, Jorge, before we let you go, very important question for you. Do you want to answer a mystery question?
Sure thing.
All right.
Awesome.
Let's bring in the ghost. Obviously, Quarters the ghost.
Quarters the ghost.
He holds our quarters. And here's the mystery question. The mystery machine of mystery questions. All right. What is your question?
How do we know you're not lying?
How do
We
know?
talk to lots of people. How do we know that you're not an excellent liar?
You can't lie about this stuff.
Oh,
This is
sense.
the serious stuff.
It's too much.
It's too much.
It's too pure.
Yes.
Now, is there any way for people to either read or purchase your comics online?
Right now, well, we're in table W66, and online you can look for me in Twitter or Instagram, like Jorge F. Muñoz,
Okay.
and I'm right there.
All right.
Nice.
Excellent. Well, thank you
very
so much for sitting with us, Jorge.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
And have a
Thanks.
great time at the rest of the show.